Russia for 12 years to essentially a standstill. Now, there has been some early, before they knew what the hell was happening, because it happened quick. Biden should have never let that happen. That's a war that should have never happened, but it did. But it's not making Russia look good, I will tell you that. We'll be talking about Ukraine. I mean, I have the president coming in on Friday, and I know what he has to say. He wants weapons. He would like to have tomahawks. Everyone else wants stuff. And we have a lot of tomahawks. Tomahawk is do you need any tomahawks in Argentina? You need them for your opposition, I guess, because in this country they've used tomahawks for the opposition. I don't do that. I'm much nicer. The Democrats would use them if they had the chance. They're sick people. Go ahead.
President Diaz, are you worried that this plan with Argentina can fail?
Anything can fail. Anything can fail.
So we've just been listening to the president there taking questions. The president of Argentina, President Milei, is there with him at the White House. A lot of talk about this plan to bail out, in many ways, Argentina. But I think some of the more substantive questions came when we talked about when he was asked about the situation in the Middle East, specifically how would Hamas be disarmed. He was also asked about what would happen at this upcoming meeting on Friday with President Zelensky of Ukraine. CNN's Kristen Holmes is at the White House covering this as well. The question about Hamas, he was asked specifically about how and when Hamas would be disarmed. Kristen, what did he tell us?
Yeah, and at first it appeared he said that he spoke to Hamas, and then he backtracked and said that his people, his highest level of people, had spoken to them, and that essentially they knew that they would have to disarm, or the United States would disarm them, that had been communicated to Hamas, and that the United States expects Hamas to disarm. There was also an interesting moment there where it seemed as though he was saying that some of the hostages were not returned because Hamas did not know where they were. These would be the non-living, the dead hostages. He said that they told him a number, but now that number seems to be shifting, which is not something that we had heard before. I do quickly want to talk about that bailout as well, because there had been a lot of questions about what does this mean? How is this America first, which you actually heard one of the reporters asking, particularly given the fact that we're in a federal shutdown. He said it was all about financial philosophy, but also made it very clear that the money only goes to Argentina if Milei wins in the midterms, that this money was predicate on several policies of Milei's, and that we would not be bailing out Argentina if Milei was not to win in that election. And then just two other pieces of foreign policy news. Interestingly, he was asked about China purchasing these soybeans from Argentina instead of the U.S., and he said that he thought it was likely that China was trying